There is a corner of the North Atlantic where comfort has never existed. Cold winds slam in from the west, carrying walls of salt spray that sting like glass. Waves rise higher than houses and fall with the weight of mountains. This is Eilean Mòr, one of the Flannan Isles, a fractured scatter of rock about 20 miles off the coast of Scotland. So remote, it is easier to hear the sea than it is to imagine civilization. The ground here is uneven and sharp, a place carved by storms older than any map. No trees, no fields, nothing soft. Even the grass clings tight to the rock, as if afraid of being ripped away. When ships passed these isles in the dark, they passed with fear. A single miscalculation could turn steel into splinters, lifeboats into driftwood, hope into memory. For centuries, sailors begged for a light here, something to cut through the blackness, something to warn them that the ocean did not care about their plans. These three men weren't thrill-seekers or rookies. They were professionals, steady hands chosen for a job most wouldn't dare consider. James Ducat, the principal keeper, reliable, experienced. A man the Northern Lighthouse Board trusted completely. His voice carried authority, not because he asked for it, but because he earned it. He had seen tempests tear at ships like they were toys. He had carried injured sailors to safety. He had been chosen to stand here because he wouldn't break easily. Thomas Marshall, younger but strong, tasked with the heaviest work around the station. When storms hit, he'd anchor down the yard equipment, check the oil stores, inspect every railing boat. His handwriting filled the whole pages of the station log, tidy, controlled, almost stubborn in how finished it looked. He was a man who believed in order, even when the sea tried to argue. And Donald McArthur, the reserve keeper, tough, no nonsense, the kind of person who wouldn't back down from bad weather. His background wasn't polished, but his instinct was sharp. He had worked the docks, fought for wages, survived more than a few nights where the sea decided who deserved the morning. If someone shouted over the wind, MacArthur would be the one running down towards the danger. Every day was routine. Check the lamp, maintain the machinery, record the weather, inspect the island boundaries. But this was not the kind of routine most people know. It meant climbing the tower, through icy drafts and iron stairs slick with condensation. It meant fighting the endless rattle of wind in every seam of the walls. It meant trusting 3 hearts and 3 minds to guard the coastline no one else could see. A rhythm built from discipline and pride. Because when the light shines, ships live. When it doesn't, the sea takes what it wants. The men weren't afraid of the ocean. They respected it, worked with it, trusted they could handle whatever the waves threw at them. They believed that experience could hold back disaster, until something arrived that didn't play by the rules. It started small. Tools missing from the workbench, birds circling in larger flocks than anyone remembered. At first, these would seem like tiny ships, things you could blame on forgetfulness or weather. But the men on Eilean Mòr knew their environment like they knew their own hands. Nothing went missing here. Nothing behaved oddly without a reason. The gulls became louder, swooping lower near the cliffs. Their cries carried an edge, sharp as broken shells. Sometimes they flew together in one direction, then suddenly scattered, as if something invisible had startled them. Nature has a way of reacting to threats humans don't yet see. Inside, the logbook continued in steady handwriting. Wind increasing. Unusual calm on the west side. Supply delayed. Calm on the west side meant the sea was gathering strength somewhere else. The island was a place where you listened to warnings written in the water and air. Tiny details that could save your life. But it wasn't just the birds. Noises at night seemed different. The wind sometimes whistled through the tower in a pitch they hadn't heard before. A long, low sound that seemed to vibrate in their bones. Footsteps echoed a little too sharply on the metal stairs, like the lighthouse structure itself was tense. Even the lantern's Fresnel lens, usually a perfect, silent circle of glass, started catching strange reflections, flashes of movements, where there should be no movement. Not panic, not unease, an uneasy feeling like a warning, especially in a place where warnings are all you get and few and far between. December 26, 1900. A relief vessel called the Hesperus cuts through rough winter seas toward Eilean Mòr. The lighthouse stands in the distance, a white tower against a slate-gray horizon. Wind howls against the boat's hull. Waves crash like they're warning the crew to turn back. The ocean often gives warnings, and it does not care if humans listen. They dock. The island feels wrong. No one is waiting to greet them. No hand signals from the cliff. No movement. No sound beyond the ocean beating the rocks. The Hesperus crew knew the routine. At least one keeper was supposed to be outside, ready to secure arrival ropes or call out a greeting. Hospitality wasn't a luxury out here. It was a sign that things were normal. Silence meant things were not normal. One of the crew climbs toward the lighthouse door. Boots slam on wet stone. Wind yanks at his sleeves. The tower rises above like a question no one wants to ask out loud. He reaches the door. It's locked from the inside, which means someone should be home. Lighthouses don't lock themselves. He bangs on the wood, calls out names the wind steals away instantly. Inside, darkness. Inside, the unknown. He breaks the seal on the entrance and steps into the cold. The clock is stopped. The beds are unmade, like someone left in a hurry. 2 raincoats are missing, but only 2. The lamp is clean and ready for use, but the light is out. It feels like the entire building took a breath, then never let it go. Everything is still, like time here decided to quit early. And if time quit, who forced its hand? Nothing looks wrong. Everything looks like someone stepped away for only a moment. The air inside the keeper's quarters is cold, untouched by voices or laughter. Dampness creeps along the stone walls, not a fresh dampness, but the kind that settles when a place hasn't been disturbed in days. Plates are stacked neatly by a basin. One sits slightly off to the side, as if someone meant to wash it after finishing breakfast, but never got the chance. Tin cups sit upright, waiting for hands that didn't come back. Each bunk tells a story. 2 beds are rumpled, blankets twisted as if their owners rose suddenly. Boots left below them are still laced open, waiting. The 3rd bed, perfectly made, untouched, as if whoever slept there would be returning soon, except they never did. The clock on the wall stopped ticks ago, days ago. Its hand froze mid-moment, preserving the exact second when normal life ended. The logbook on the side table still lays open, ink sharp, pen poised to write another entry. But the final words trail off like a breath interrupted. The lamp above, cleaned, fueled, and trimmed, but dark. Someone had prepared it to shine. Someone had intended to do their duty. Breakfast unfinished, chores undone, a world left mid-sentence. It feels like they were pulled away by something urgent, something that demanded attention immediately, something outside. 3 men were supposed to be here. Now there's only silence and the storm outside. In a place built to guide others, no one remained to guide them. The sea around Flannan Isles does not apologize. Waves here can reach 50 feet or more. Storms smash the island like they want to swallow it whole. This is the stretch of the North Atlantic known for sudden violence. Calm one moment, chaos the next. Every roaring gust can feel like a warning shot from the deep. The cliffs below the lighthouse are carved into sharp, sheer drops, places where the wind grabs at clothing, and the spray climbs higher than seems possible. The keepers had strict protocols for storms. Secure every crate, anchor every rope, double-check the railings, and never go outside alone in violent weather. Because one misstep in a storm doesn't just hurt you, it removes you. One theory says a giant backwash wave caught them off guard. One man goes out to secure a crate, a rope. 2 others rush to help. All three disappear in seconds. A single wave could do that. Some waves don't ask permission. Some waves don't even leave footprints. Simple, deadly, possible. Yet if that's the truth, it raises another question. Why didn't the sea leave behind anything? No tools washed up. No gear dragged back inland. No sign the men resisted. Just absence. The ocean may have taken them, but the ocean usually leaves clues behind. Here, it left nothing. And nothing is the kind of evidence that keeps mysteries alive. One of the keepers could have stepped outside to secure something, a rope, a crate, a piece of equipment battered loose by the storm. That kind of emergency isn't dramatic out here. It's routine. Storms fight the island every day. Wind tears at the steel rails. The ocean tries to reclaim anything not bolted down. Someone must respond. His shouts lost in the wind, his footing gone, one slip. The others would not ignore that. These men worked shoulder to shoulder, in conditions that demanded loyalty. Every job on the island required trust, someone holding the line while someone else held the light. If one man needed help, the other two would be running before they could even had time to think. Duty, brotherhood, professional instinct. 2 coats missing, 3 men gone. The log entries show weather turning dangerous. They show concern, readiness, teamwork. Everything about these men suggests they would have acted together. The theory fits. But fitting doesn't make it true. Because if they all fell into the sea, why were there no signs that they were ever outside? No gripped handprints in the earth, no tool dropped in fear, no overturned crate near the edge, no indication of a final struggle against nature. Just a silent island. And silence, the wrong kind of silence, can feel like the loudest clue of all. It's as if they stepped outside and the storm simply erased their footsteps. More than a century has passed since those 3 men vanished from Eilean Mòr. Official investigators offer explanations: giant waves, equipment failure, human error. Each theory made sense, yet stopped short. No trail, no final message in the logbook, nothing. Investigators examined the cliffs, the landing stages, the yard equipment. Everything told a story that almost made sense, but never quite closed the book. Nature didn't leave fingerprints. Weather doesn't confess. Locals whispered of phantom lights on the cliffs. Mariners spoke of an odd calm before rogue swell. Visitors claimed the tower felt a bit aware of newcomers, a bit too eager to keep its secrets. None of that appeared in the official reports, but stories have a way of holding on to things that logic drops. The lighthouse remains, its walls stand strong against the waves that punish the men inside. Its stairs still echo under the boots of those men who come searching for answers. The beam still cuts out through the night, a reminder that the world keeps moving even when people disappear. And the sea still surrounds it, the same cold and endless expanse, as if waiting. The missing men are still missing. Time kept moving for everyone else, but not for them. Their last moments feel suspended here, hovering between fact and fear. Some questions stay where they are born, out there in the wind, and the waves, and the darkening sky. But truth doesn't always come to shore. If you enjoyed this mystery, help keep the light shining. Tap like, hit subscribe, and join us next time for another story that refuses to stay silent on Truth-ish, where the stories are sometimes true and always strange.